Hey everybody, it's day 29 of my AMA video series in support of my fundraiser for the Norwegian Refugee Council, which means there's only 2 days left of the fundraiser. So you have only 2 days left to help me reach my goal. Also means there's only 2 days left to my 40th birthday, which is pretty exciting. For today's question, it comes from Nick. And obviously Nick has been paying close attention to what I've been saying over the years because he asks what my favorite riff is and prefaces it by pointing out that I used to be a professional musician. And it's true. I used to play guitar a lot, a long time ago. And then I kind of realized that that wasn't a career I should be pursuing. So I stopped and I started writing software instead, which is almost the same thing, right? Yeah. Now, this question, what is your favorite riff, is a standard question you ask guitarists a lot. Most guitarists have very strong preferences, usually some sort of specific riff that comes from someone, and usually a well-known one. I thought about it for a long time, and I realized I think my favorite riff is one that you've never heard of. Or if you're from Norway, you might have heard of it, but otherwise probably not. It's from a band named Simon. It's from their most selling album. I think it's their 4th album, called Metropolis, and the song is Slaver av Solen, or Slaves of the Sun. Simon is, or was, or yeah, I guess they're still around, is a gothic post-rock band. But they were post-rock before post-rock was really a thing. And they're not really goth in like a traditional goth sense. They're more like really dark and melancholy, heavy rock with an extreme tilt towards melodic post-rock. And honestly, no band sounds like Simon. It's just them. They have this very unique sound. And their albums Total and Metropolis are really standout albums in my record collection for being like something totally different. And they're my go-to albums for a lot of things. So the song Slaver av Solen has this intro riff, which only appears 2 times in the whole song. So at the very beginning and then at the start for the second verse, but it's only the riff that comes into the song, not the actual song itself. And it's interesting because it's like a very simple thing. It's just 2 notes at a time, and not very hard to play, but it tells this entire story. Just this little riff in the beginning paints an entire picture. And that's what this band does. They paint pictures with sound and create these amazing art pieces of sound with every single song. So it sounds like this. I'm going to try to play it. The song starts, and I don't know, there's something about this. It's like it has this really nice groove, and then it has this these transitions, like from that. It has this from the happy part to the sad part thing that you often hear in the songs, and then it transitions back, and it's just a really nice setup to a song, and it's so clean and simple. So that is my favorite riff. They have some other songs where they do similar things too, but in very different ways. Like there's a song called Juvel, or Jewel, on the same album, where they have this interplay between the 2 guitars and the bass in the background of the last part of the last chorus, where they really build up the sound, and they have all this stuff going on with this. It's something like... But that plus the vocals, plus the bass, plus everything else creates this really special sound and special moment in the music that draws you in. And they have these things going on and on and on in many of those songs. But yeah, Slaver av Solen, that intro is the one that really stands out. Yeah, so that's it. If you have a question you want me to answer in this video series, there's still 2 days left, so you can still send in your questions. Just go to the URL on the screen, morten.com/mortenisanold, and ask a question. If you want to contribute to my fundraiser for the Norwegian Refugee Council and help refugees and displaced people all over the world, you can also do so from the same URL, and I would truly appreciate it. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Now, there's this other, it's not a riff, it's a chord progression, but there's this particular chord progression from a different song that you probably have heard that I think is really cool. Because it came out while I was playing in a jazz band, and I was like, wow, there's a grunge band that's playing basically a song that's chock full of jazz chords, which is really unusual. And I thought it was really cool when I figured out how they played this intro. So see if you can recognize this one. So that, of course, is Plush by Stone Temple Pilots. And it's interesting because you have like, you know, it starts with a G, and then it goes into this diminutive chord. And then just a 7, and then an open G again. And then in the chorus, they use this crazy, like, very jazzy. Where you going for tomorrow? I'm not a singer, I'm a guitar player, but it's like cool that they have these really thick chords. And even in the chorus, it's like, and I feel the time's a ways to go. There's that same chord again. So where you gonna do tomorrow when I see these are lies to come? Yeah, so it's another interesting song. I kind of like that chord progression too, so I guess you could call it a riff. All right, that's it.